how is this mom who is like superwoman, driving me everywhere, doing all the laundry and all the dishes, how is she having a heart problem? It just never occurred to me that someone like her, as strong as her, would be going through something like this.
My mom, before heart surgery, she was just always going, always doing things with me. I always would want to go on hikes and walks with her. It was one of my favorite things to do, to go like to Colorado and go hiking in the mountains with her. When she started experiencing her heart problems, it made it really difficult for her to keep up with the family and do those things with me and go on our walks and spend those times together.
You know, when we were out doing activities, out hiking and going in the woods, she would definitely have some times when she slowed down and wasn't able to keep up. And looking back on it, it's because of, you know, this heart-related issue. And she still pushed herself really hard to, you know, to be part of the family and to keep up and stay active even while she was going through this stuff. So just very grateful, I guess, that nothing bad happened during that time period.
My name is Heather Bottelman. I'm a mother of 2 daughters, Kinsey and Olivia. I have a husband whose name is Josh. Back in 2018, I experienced some symptoms with my heart feeling out of rhythm and beating fast. My heart would, at times, would feel like an engine that would start revving up. At that moment, I had no idea that what I was experiencing was a heart issue. So a year from the date, in 2019, I worked a full-time job in Cedar Rapids and was working out. And I had one of my coworkers who was working out with me. I was wearing a heart monitor, and she had noticed that I wasn't, my heart rate had accelerated to 210. I had no idea. I've never really monitored my heart or was in tune to my symptoms, so I didn't know that was out of the ordinary. So she had indicated, she said, Heather, we're not really working out that hard. Your heart is in the red. And I'm like, is that bad? And she's like, yeah, I don't think that's good. So I went back to the bank and where I worked, and I put on my coworker's Apple Watch, and for 45 minutes it didn't decrease. So at that moment, I was experiencing some numbness on my left side and decided to go into the emergency room. The ER doctor said, you know, this is severe, you really need to take this serious. So he told me the diagnosis at that time, or what they had thought it was, just by examining me. They had indicated, the nurse came in and said that we need to stop your heart and restart it, and then you will feel really weird, but then should get it back into rhythm. So speeding forward, I looked up at the light at that point, and I just really prayed and asked somebody to help me slow it down. And the nurse walked back, she put the medicine next to the bedside. And at that time, she came back into the room to go ahead and inject it, but my heart had come down. So I was not even 40 yet, and sitting there thinking, how could I have a heart issue? Not even 40 years old. So I had a couple of conversations with Dr. Lee, and she asked me what my goal would be. And my ultimate goal was not to be medicated at the age of 40 for something that hopefully I could either fix on my own or fix with the help of her.
SVT is one of the form of cardiac arrhythmia. Cardiac arrhythmia is abnormal heartbeat that causes the heart to beat either too slow or too fast. And this is due to problem in the electrical system of the heart. And then the electrical system actually stimulate the heart to make the heart squeeze and relax. And the SVT is one of the abnormal heart arrhythmia.
It was in 2019, we decided that a heart ablation would be a good fit. At that point in my life, I was very active, so Dr. Lee thought, might as well get in there and take care of it.
What we do for patients with SVT, we bring them to the EP lab, and the patient will be lie on the table. We put catheters go in the heart, and we induce SVT. Once we induce SVT, we can pinpoint where the rhythm trouble coming from. And a lot of times we use a heat energy, sometimes cold energy, cause a tiny scar in the muscle, so that really to prevent this abnormal rhythm happen again. Most patients feel really good relief after this type of procedures. Even though it's not life-threatening arrhythmia, it affects the patient quality of life significantly, and we would recommend to treat this as early as possible.
If it wasn't for Dr. Lee, I don't think, and that experience, I don't think I would have taken it serious. I would have kept pushing it off and then just making excuses.
Definitely has more energy and is able to participate in events, and she's always on the go and always giving back and running to get things for the family, or doing all of the stuff that Heather's always done, but has more energy and probably more positivity around it.
She was back better than ever. It was amazing to see her bounce back from such a trial. It's been amazing since the surgery to just really get to cherish the time now and be grateful for all she does and all she did and continues to do for our family.
It's very important for me to share this story with others because I was one that never put myself first. I was racing to practices, to dance competitions, to basketball practices, and I did not want to believe that I would be ill or I didn't have time. I didn't have time for it. So it's very important for me to share it because if I am able to help one other person to listen to your body and know the symptoms and to be an advocate for yourself, then it's worth sharing the story.